Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to make some bold predictions in regards to this year's Royal Rumble. But I want you to help me out with this one, of course, as always. Get down in the comments section, share your predictions for this year's event, and as always, of course, it'd be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. So let's kick things off with the Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, I can't see anybody else winning the Rumble other than Cody Rhodes, to be honest with you. And I know it's a bit of a boring prediction, it's a bit of a predictable prediction, but it makes sense. Think about it. Cody Rhodes came from AEW to WWE, and he is being welcomed with open arms by the WWE Universe, and he is arguably one of the top baby faces in the company. If you go all the way back to June in Hell in a Cell when he beat Seth frickin' Rollins with a torn pec, I mean, that doesn't get any more babyface if you could try, and that's really, really tough to do in the WWE Universe and the wrestling universe in general, to like get over that organically as well, from only being back in WWE since April, of course, of last year. And it'll be a huge statement for WWE in general. And think about it, if you've got the likes of MJF in AEW at the moment as the AEW champion, talking openly about the 2024 bidding war in WWE and AEW, fighting out for his signature, like WWE would want him, wouldn't they? Because you think of the history that Cody Rhodes and MJF have, that's like a dream match. And think of all the opponents that Cody Rhodes could have if he were to go on and become champion in WWE. On the flip side of things also, I can't ignore Sami Zayn as well. I feel like you couldn't go wrong with Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble as well, because there's such a cool dynamic at the moment with the bloodline. We'll see how that plays out. I do think there'll be interference in the Roman Reigns match itself, which we're going to go on to in a moment. But for me, it's got to be Cody Rhodes. And just think about that moment. He is going to be diced, he is going to be peeled, he is going to be in the shape of his life, and he is going to be standing victorious. I'm pretty confident of it. Now, The Rock, I don't think he's actually going to be in the Royal Rumble, but I feel like he could be at the Royal Rumble event in general and could potentially show his face in the Roman Reigns match, which we'll discuss in a moment. Now, on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Now, my top pick, this has been my pick for a while now, and I hope it plays out. I hope they go with Rhea Ripley. Now, I know she's won at WrestleMania. She's won the Raw Women's title at Mania, defeating Asuka a couple of years ago. However, I feel now this is a very different Rhea Ripley. This is the complete package for Rhea Ripley. And she's still only like mid-20s as well. She's just heating up. Who she's going to go on in face, I'd love the dream matchup at WrestleMania between her and Bianca Belair. Like, that would be something that the fans have wanted to see for a long, long time now. WWE, make it happen. Now, you can't ignore, of course, Bayley. You can't ignore Becky as well as outside runners in this as well. But for the complete package and the most improved, I think, performer on the women's roster in the last couple of years in Rhea Ripley, being associated with the Judgment Day, being associated, of course, and linking herself with Dom, it's a breath of fresh air to watch, and she's immensely popular as well. So Rhea Ripley, I'm going for that, and considering how close she's come in the past to winning the Rumble too. So let's go for her. Now, moving on swiftly to a juicy matchup. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Universal title. Now, sadly, I don't think Roman Reigns is going to drop the belts here. I really can't see it. But I think he could drop one of the belts, potentially, at the Elimination Chamber. We can't forget about that moving forward. February the 18th, it's going to be in Montreal, Canada. We can't ignore that because, of course, links with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn both being from Canada. I think in this matchup, Sami Zayn is going to help Roman Reigns get back in the good books for, of course, losing the matchup against Kevin Owens and John Cena on SmackDown at the end of the year. So I think that's going to equalise things. For a while, you're going to think, Sami Zayn's back in the good books. He's kind of back there, but deep down he's torn. We saw last week on SmackDown how torn Sami Zayn was when the Usos came in and interfered, of course, along with Solo Sikoa as well, the bloodline helping him in a matchup against Kevin Owens when he knows he can beat Kevin Owens. Now, Roman Reigns has struggled to beat Kevin Owens in the past, and he has come so close to being the one to dethrone Roman Reigns on numerous occasions, but I don't think it will be at the Rumble, but I think it's going to be a mega matchup, a memorable matchup along the way. Now, moving on swiftly to the Raw Women's title match between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. Now, I have a feeling, I have this gut feeling that somehow WWE are going to go with the W for Alexa Bliss with the aid of Uncle Howdy. There's definitely going to be some Howdy shenanigans going on, but from what we saw this week on Raw, it seems like Howdy approves of this dark turn from Alexa Bliss. And I think, and I got another theory, which actually I discussed in my video a couple of days ago about Uncle Howdy using Alexa Bliss to get the Fiend back, to get Bray wearing that mask again and causing havoc in WWE. Now, if Alexa Bliss wins, I don't think she's going to go on and hold the title all the way through to WrestleMania. I think it'll be a short title reign, but after 5 years, you've got to think it's time for Bliss to hold some main event title gold. But also at the same time, it's a great way to switch Bianca Belair to a more darker side, have her switch to a heel again, because it's safe to say her persona has been a bit dull, it's been a bit lackluster. So get that fiery NXT vibes Bianca Belair back, it'll freshen the character up. She just needs a little bit of a change to her character, and what greater way to do that than for her to lose. So I'm going for Alexa Bliss to win, surprisingly enough. Now, moving on to the final matchup, we haven't got a clue what is going on here. We don't have a clue what this match actually is. But of course, we've got LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt in a pitch black Mountain Dew, let's not forget the sponsorship, matchup. Now, I'm torn with this one, I honestly am, because logically, you think Bray Wyatt has got to win. But if you think of the storyline arc, if Uncle Howdy is using Alexa Bliss to get the Fiend out of Bray Wyatt, and we see the Fiend, a true baptism in the dark, as Bray Wyatt said himself, then, well, you've got to have Bray Wyatt with the victory. However, if this storyline arc is playing out all the way up until WrestleMania, what if Uncle Howdy actually costs Bray Wyatt the matchup, and then he wins because down the line he gets what he wants. He gets the darkest version of Bray Wyatt, and he truly gets him to revel in who he is. Now, I know it's a bit confusing because Bray Wyatt said that he's Uncle Howdy. So many of us are thinking, well, hang on a minute, how can he be Uncle Howdy if that's another human being? But maybe he's playing mind games with Alexa Bliss. He's playing mind games with Uncle Howdy, because after all, Uncle Howdy wants him to revel in who he is, and he's been resisting that for so long. So maybe Bray's lying all along, and maybe this sets up Uncle Howdy versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, and I think I'd be down for that. And eventually, who knows, maybe Uncle Howdy and the Fiend, combined is the darkest entity we've ever seen. And that gets unlocked maybe at WrestleMania. And this is a new character for Bray Wyatt moving forward. There's so many possibilities. But I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt. It's a safe option. But I wouldn't be surprised if LA Knight wins. And this storyline progresses even further. Who knows? As always, get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions. What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win at this year's Royal Rumble? And what surprises do you think we're going to see along the way? And I will catch you in the next video.